Yes. Let's connect with our yesterday's class. So in today's class, we have learned about multi-line and single-line comment. We have learned the syntax of print function. We have learned what is variable, what are the rules to write the variable, and we have learned what are the data types we'll be using. This will obviously add in. We have learned before, but there are many. So in this class, we'll be learning what are the different data types also. Then we have learned what are the basic Python operators. So we have done, I think we have completed with arithmetic, assignment, and comparison. Sorry, not comparison. Assignment is not done. I believe everyone has completed arithmetic, comparison, and logical. Correct. So in this class, we'll be learning what is assignment operator. Then we're moving on to the if condition. Okay, what is if condition and what are the different programs that can be done using the if condition. So I believe everyone has done so much. Yes, in yesterday's class, we have completed still logical lot. Correct. If I'm not wrong. We have completed a logical knot, isn't it? Please reply in the chat box. Yes, okay. So we have one operator pending that is called as the assignment operator. Okay. One is pending that is called as the assignment operator. So this operator is very, very important. Why? Because I'll tell you why. So let us start with assignment, assignment operator. Now, this operator is actually very simple. Okay, this operator is actually very simple. So we can see what are the assignment operators. So is equal to, okay, assigning a value to a variable is also it comes under something called as an assignment operator. We are assigning the value of a particular thing to a variable. Correct? We are assigning a value to a variable. So that is required by using a is equal to symbol. So that is the reason we call it as an assignment operator. Next, we can see we have something called as a plus is equal to. Next, we can see minus is equal to. Multiplication is equal to. Division is equal to. Modulus is equal to. Floor division is equal to. And exponent is equal to. Now, what is the meaning of this? Let's understand. I'll take one simple example. First one, that is assignment. I'll be writing equal to operator. Equal to operator. So this is very simple. That is just writing, thus providing the value to a variable. That is, let's say x is equal to 10, then print the value of x. This is that simple. Okay, just providing the value to a variable is called as a equal to operator. If I move on to the next one, that is plus is equal to, here comes, it is very important. Now, why it is important in the sense, I'll be writing here addition operator. Okay, this is actually called as addition assignment operator. So I'll be writing this assignment also. Addition assignment operator. Now, what is the meaning of this and why it is used? So if I write x is equal to 10, okay, I'll be writing x is equal to 10. Now, what happens if I want to add an extra value to that particular variable? Now, already x is equal to 10, correct? If I want any extra value, okay, let's say I want to add 5 to the x. So I'll be writing like this, right? So x is equal to x plus the 5, right? I'll be writing like this. X is equal to x plus 5. And the new value of x will be 15, right? So x was 10. And for 10, we have added plus the 5. So the new value of x will be 15. Am I right? So if I run this, we're getting the answer as 15. Now the same thing, whatever we have written here, can be written using something called as an addition assignment. I'll show you how to. So same thing we'll be using. So instead of x is equal to x plus 5, I'll be writing x plus is equal to 5. This plus is equal to 5 is nothing but x is equal to x plus 5. Okay. The meaning of x equal to x plus 5 is the same as x plus is equal to 5. So if I run this, we'll be getting the same answer, that is 15. Here, so we'll be moving on to the next one called as subtraction assignment. So the working is again same, but instead of the addition, we'll be using subtraction. And let us use the same example, x is equal to 10. And if I want some value to be minus by 5, so what I'm supposed to do? X is equal to x minus 5. Okay, x is equal to x minus 5. So instead of writing x is equal to x minus 5, I'll be writing here x minus equal to 5. The meaning of x is equal to x minus 5 and x minus is equal to 5 is exactly the same. Let us print the value x. So the new value of x will be 5. Very simple. So if I move on with the every operator like this is exactly the same. So instead of writing x is equal to x minus 5 or x divided by 5 or x modulus of 5, you can write x divide equal to 5. That is the meaning of all these kind of operators. So assignment operators is clear. Any doubts? Any doubts in assignment operator? Please write yes or no in the chat box. Any doubts in assignment operator? Okay, no. I got one reply. What about others? Ribano, Ishtano. Okay. Here comes very, very important step when we move on to the conditional statement. This is very, very important. Okay. The conditional statement, we have two conditional statements. That is, one is if condition and one more is the looping statements. The looping statements is completely different when we compare to the conditional statement. The conditional statements, we exactly have three kind of statements. That is, one is if statement, one more is if else statement, one more is if else if statement. Not if else. Okay. If else if statement. So I'll be copying and pasting the chat box. Please paste this in your collaborator as well. Okay. Please paste this in your collaborator as well because whatever we are learning is it's like a notes for you also. Separate notes will not be given. So exactly what we are learning that will be a notes for you also. Yes, please give a thumbs up once you have pasted this in your collaborator. Completed. Please give a thumbs up. Okay. Let's move on to the example number 1. Now, what is this if statement and why it is used? It's a very important question, right? So, why do you think we require this if statement? Why do you think we require this if statement? If statement is used based on the condition, it will change the output. Okay. If condition is very much important when we want to change the output based on the condition. So I'll be giving one simple example. Yes, to make decisions based. Correct. I'll be using a very simple example. The example is check if the number is greater than 0. Okay. We have a number. We are supposed to give a number and then store it in a variable. And if that particular number is greater than 0, then we are printing the value. Otherwise, we are not printing value. Very simple. So I'll be taking one simple example. X is equal to 10. Okay. Check if the number is greater than 0 and I have given the variable x is equal to 10. Next, the syntax of if statement is very, very important. The syntax, first of all, I'll be writing the syntax. So the syntax goes like this. You are supposed to write if, then condition, then statement. Okay. If condition, then we have something called as a colon. This colon is very, very important. Why? Because once you apply this colon, automatically if we press enter, we can see something called as indentation. Okay. This particular two space is what you can see. This is called as an indentation. As you all know, basically in all the different languages, we do not use in all the other languages, we use something called as semicolon or colon to end a particular line, right? But in Python, we usually don't use it. So for that, instead, we'll be using something called as an indentation so that if condition will be understanding what this particular statement is working on. So that is the meaning of indentation, right? That indentation is nothing but a space that is given after particular functions. So if we require a particular space, okay. So this is the syntax of if condition. Now let us write the actual code. That is if x is greater than 0, then we are printing number is greater than 0. Very simple, correct? If I run this, I'll be getting the answer as number is greater than 0 because I have applied x is equal to 10. Now, what if I write x is equal to minus 10? What might be my output? Can anyone tell me the start box? What might be my output? If I write x is equal to minus 10, error? Do you think we'll be getting an error? See, what happens is x is equal to minus 10, right? X is equal to minus 10. But see here, if x is equal to greater than 0, minus 10 is not greater than 0. So obviously it will go for the else part. But since there is no else part, there won't be any output, right? There won't be any output because we have not written the else part itself. So that is the reason. Here comes a very important part called as the else part. Now, what is this else part? So I'll take one simple example, then I erase it here. Else part, if condition, then we have written the statement, right? So next comes the else part. So else part also we require a colon, and if you press enter, this will start with the indentation once again. Can you see this indentation? Then we are writing the statement once again. Statement. Yep. So this statement and this else part will be continuing with this particular example. That is else colon print number is not greater than 0. Correct? If I run this, we're getting the answer as number is not greater than 0 because the number is minus 10. So much is clear. So much is clear. Now what I'll do is I'll apply x is equal to 0. Okay. I'll apply x is equal to 0. Now if I run this, what do you think my output will be? Anyone? Please run this in your laptop and tell me what might be the output and what is the output. If I give the value of x is 0. Number is not greater than 0. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, we are beginning the number is not greater than 0. Yes, very good. Harshvardhan and very much. So number is not greater than 0. But do you think the 0 is not greater than 0? That is the correct answer. Number is not greater than 0. 0 is not greater than 0? No, it is not correct because 0 is, if I write here, the output will be the number is 0. So here comes a else if else part. Okay. So we have written if part, we have written else part. Now there is something called as if else part. So that if else part in Python is written as else part. Okay. If x is equal to 0, then number is equal to 0. Correct? So we have written one more condition. First of all, the condition is if the x is greater than 0. If the x is greater than 0, we'll be getting number is greater than 0. Else if x is equal to 0, then we are getting the output as number is equal to 0. If both the condition is false, right? If both the condition is false, then obviously it will come to the else part. The else part is number is not greater than 0. Correct? If I run this, I will get the answer as number is equal to 0. So I'm writing the syntax here. If state. So please everyone copy this entire program and paste it in your collaboration. This is very, very important program to understand how else if else if part works. Once you have pasted in your collaborative, please give a thumbs up in the chat room. Once you have pasted, please give a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, very well done. Everyone has to give the thumbs ups. Yes, very good. Okay, now anymore, we are solving all the problems together. Okay, we are solving all the problems together. So please check out what are the problems here supposed to solve. So let's move on to the second problem. That is example number 2. That is using if else statement. Check if the number is positive or negative. Now, can anyone tell me what logic we are supposed to use here? Can anyone tell me what logic we are supposed to use? So, how we can say that a number is a positive? Yes, Karima, very good. So, if yes, exactly. If number is greater than 0, then it is obviously positive. Okay, any number that is greater than 0 is considered as positive, and any number that is less than 0 is considered as negative. So let us program this number. I mean, program this regular problem. But here comes very important part called as a input part. Now, what is this? Can you see here we have given x is equal to 0 manually, right? We are given x is equal to 0 manually. So instead of giving manually, we'll be asking the user to input the value. So how to do that? So to do that, we'll be using basically a variable, very simple. Okay, we'll be using a variable. After that, we'll be using a function called as the input function. Now, inside this input function, we'll be using a particular message so that a user can enter them. So I'll be using enter a number. So this particular message will be received by the user. So after this, basically, we'll be using the if condition. So if this particular x is greater than 0, then we are printing the value number is positive. Else, we are printing the number is negative. Very simple, correct? So if the number is greater than 0, then, if the inputted value is number is greater than 0, then number is positive. Else, the number is negative. So please run this and tell me whether this particular program works or not. Everyone has to do this. I'll be pasting the particular problem. Yes, particular code in the chat box. Please run it in the collaborative and tell me whether it runs or not. Is it running? Okay, let's see. So I'll be going to enter the number. This number has to be entered by the user. So I'll be writing here 2. So if I press 2, obviously I'm getting the error. So what is this error? Please understand, this error is coming from the input. Okay, this error is coming from the input. Why? Because input always by default it takes string value. Okay, by default this particular input function it takes a string value. So what you have to do is you have to convert this input value into integer value, that is int. So first of all, you are converting this particular input value into integer. Now you are running it. Now if I press 2, then I'm getting the value as number is positive. Correct? And let's check for negative. Let's say -1. Negative number is negative. Okay, perfect. Let's move on to the next example. Example 2.1. If it is raining, okay, if it is raining, take umbrella. Else, I will ask you to take the sunglasses. Yes, everyone, please quote this. If it is raining, take umbrella. Else, if take sunglasses. So this problem I'll be solving for you guys. Next problem you have to solve by yourself. Okay. So first of all, I'll be taking a variable called as rain. So this rain will be in the Boolean data type. Okay, this range will be taking the Boolean data type. So I'll be writing bool and then I'm asking to input. So user has to enter true or false based on the range. Okay. So if it is raining, the user will enter true. If it is not, then he will enter false. Next. So I'll be writing if rain is equal to rain. So if rain is equal to true. Okay. If rain is equal to true, then I'm printing take umbrella. Right? Take umbrella. Next, else we are printing take sunglasses. Very simple. Okay, it is very simple. So if I run this, I'll be asked to enter whether true or false based on the range. So I'll be writing true for timing. If I run this, I'll be getting the statement as take umbrella. So if rain is equal to true in the sense it is raining, right? Now let's say it is not raining, that is false. So then I'm getting okay. Okay, so I'm getting once again. Uh, right false. Okay, still I'm getting taking umbrella. Okay, for that. Okay, let's do it for spring. Yes, perfect. So we're getting take umbrella and take sunglasses. I think what no. It was getting okay. Let us try for STR only string. Okay, by default it is string, so let us take string only. False, and I'm getting the answer as take sunglasses. Okay, perfect. So I'll be doing this particular code. Yes, please give a thumbs up once you complete so much. Please give a thumbs up. Please give a thumbs up once you complete. Okay, very well done. My brothers. Sakshi, Ishika, Harshvardhan, very okay. Very much. Vireshwar, Anirudh, kindly give a thumbs up. Each time I won't be calling your names. Uh, voluntarily, please give a thumbs up. Okay, so that I can understand that I've completed. Harshvardhan, which topic you want me to explain on again? Is okay. This example, what we are supposed to do is the particular problem is if it is raining, then we are supposed to take the umbrella. Else, I will ask you to take the sunglasses. Okay. So what you're doing is you'll be taking the input from the user. So Boolean I tried, it was not working. So that is the reason I'm taking the string itself. So string input enter true or false based on the range. In the sense, we are asking the user to type true or false based on the range. In the sense, if it is raining, then I'm typing true. If it is not raining, then I'm typing false. Then the condition is if the rain is equal to true. Okay, that means it is raining. Then I'll ask you to take the umbrella. So that is the reason I'm printing or take umbrella. Else, which means it is not raining, then I ask you to take the sunglasses. So this, if I run this, can see if I write true, we'll be getting take. Okay, we are getting take sunglasses. Not able to. Okay, so we'll do one thing. We'll not take this particular input from the user. Directly, let us take this might work. Yes, rain is equal to true. Okay, we'll take umbrella. And if I write false, suppose to get take sunglasses. Correct? So directly we have done it. No need of getting the input from the user because input from the user it is not getting properly. So this is how it works. Let's move to the next one. That is again it's a if else statement, and this particular is very important. Okay, this particular statement, this particular problem is very important. I request everyone to try it by yourself. I give you 2 minutes to try it by yourself. If you're able to do it, then well and good. Otherwise, I'll be happy. If you are an admin, then you have admin privilege. Else, you have no access. Can you do this? Again, it is same logic as this one. Take umbrella and rain is equal to true and rain is equal to false. Same logic, but different one. Are you able to do this? Okay, just see the. Okay, if you're not able to just see the code and write it. Okay, same logic. Use the same logic and solve the problem. Okay, so it is exactly the same. I'll be using admin as the variable name, and we'll be using admin is equal to true and admin is equal to false. So for timing, I'll be using admin is equal to true. Now, let us say the condition. If admin is equal to true, then you have admin privilege. Okay. If admin is equal to true, then we have admin privilege. Else, you have no access. Very simple. So if I run this, what are we getting? You have an admin privilege because the admin is equal to true. Now, what happens if I change that to false? If I run this, then I'm getting the value as you have no access. Yep. Okay. Will be okay. Very good. Very good. We can do that in that way also. In the sense, if I want admin to log in, first of all, I'll be choosing one or two. Yes, this is also one. So this is basically used for the authentication. Okay, there is one more program for authentication that where we learn how to actually authenticate. Okay, let's move to the next one. Example 2.3. If the age is greater than 18, then eligible to vote, else no right to vote. That's very simple problem. Everyone can do this. Please try to do this. I'll be giving you 1 minute, then I'll do it by myself. If the age is greater than 18, if the age is greater than 18, then eligible to vote, else no right. Okay. So for this, we'll be using something called as input. Okay. Because this we have obviously the age cannot be a string data type or a boolean data type. Obviously, it is the integer data type. So we'll be asking the user to enter the value. Okay. That is age is equal to int input, enter your age. Correct? Enter your age. Now, here onwards, let us write a query that is if age is greater or equal to 18, then print eligible to vote, else no right to vote. Very simple problem. Correct? If age is greater than or equal to 18, then eligible to vote, or else no right to vote. If I run this, we have the input. So I'll be writing 17. If I write 17, no right to vote, correct? So if I write 18, I'm supposed to get right to vote, and yeah, eligible to vote. And if I write more than 18, let's say 20, again, eligible to vote. Perfect. Right? I hope everyone is getting the answers. And we share it with the code with our box. Okay. Yes. Completed. Please give a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, it is not allowing you to paste. Isn't it? Okay. Yes, yes, that's the one. Anyone else is able to paste and copy? I mean, copy and paste very whatever I have typed in the chat box. Are you able to copy and paste? No. Okay. By I think by default it is been okay. So from next class I'll try to retain that because I have to once again log out to be able to use back. So Harshvardhan, bear with me for just for today's class. Okay. So we can go through the recording and we can just paste it in your class. That is better. Is that clear? Harshvardhan? Okay. Now comes the if else if part. Okay, that is very important. So let us start with the first program that is check if the number is positive or negative or equal to zero. So we have three conditions now. The usual condition both true that is positive and negative. Now we have one more condition that is equal to zero. So can anyone quote this by your own? I'll give you 2 minutes. By that time, I'll be writing by myself also. So first of all, if you can do it by yourself, well and good. Otherwise, please look into this. First of all, I'll be asking a particular user what should be the number, right? So let us take a very simple example. A is equal to int input since it's the integer I want. So enter a number. Next, write the if condition that is if A is greater than zero, then we are printing positive, right? So positive. Next, else if it is not ELSEF, it is LF. Okay, in the Python only in Python we are writing this. Then no other language will be writing this. Then we can change the uh, condition also. So what you can change is if A is greater than zero, then it is positive. If A is less than zero, then it is negative, and else you can print equal to zero. Now let's see whether this works. If it doesn't work, then we change the condition. So enter the number. 1 is a positive. Let's write -2. A is negative. And if I write 0, yes, equal to 0. So we'll be getting, based on this condition also, we'll be getting the correct answer. So this condition can be changed but according to your wish. Okay. Here you can change if a greater than 0, less than 0, or else we can write is equal to 0. And instead of negative, we'll be writing equal to 0. Okay, this will also work. So complete. Please give thumbs up in the chat box once you complete it. Very well, very good. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. That is if once again, and I'll be yes. If the student scores more than 90, then A. If greater than 70, then B. Greater than 15, then it is C. And else it is fail. So basically, we have four conditions, right? So higher than 90 is A, greater than 70 is B, greater than 50 is C, else it is fail. So again, let us ask the same marks. So marks is equal to input and enter the mark. Okay, enter the mark. And if this marks is greater than 90, then print grade A. Else if, and if LF marks is greater than 70, then it is print grade B. LF marks is greater than 50, then print grade C. Else, and the last condition, that is fail. Okay, so let's solve this. So let's check for the first condition, that is, let's say 91. So I'm getting grade A. Let's check for 89, getting grade B. Let's check for 79. Okay, 69, grade C, and less than 50, right? So let's check for 49. So we're getting failed. Now tell me, if I press 90, okay, if I press 90, what will be my output? If I type here 90, my output will be grade B. But this is not the case. Okay, this is not the case. This should be A. So what I'm supposed to change? Anyone? What I'm supposed to change here? Yes, it is greater than or equal to, correct? So it is greater than or equal to. Here also it is greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Now if I run this and if I change the value to 90, I will get the answer as grade A. Yes, perfect. Let's move on to the next problem. That is even or odd. Check whether the number is even or odd. Now, how do you think this particular program will work? Now use your mathematics, okay, use your mathematics and answer whether we are able to solve this by any of the operator we have learned. The recording classes will be available, yes. Once the class is complete, it will be available. Check whether the number is even or odd. How we are able to do this? By using an operator. We have already learned that. So that operator is called as a modulus operator. Okay. By using modulus operator, we can solve this. But how? First of all, let us take very simple input. Okay. So I'll be checking NUM is equal to int input and the number, enter the number. Now, if this number mod 2, okay, modulus of 2. Now, what do you mean by modulus of 2? Modulus of 2 is nothing but remainder, right? Let's say the number is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5, correct? What's the remainder of this? Is equal to 0, correct? So whenever it is an even number, it is always equal to 0. But what happens if it is an odd number? Let's say 11. So 11 divided by 2 is 10 once again. Okay, the quotient is 10. What is the remainder? If we're getting 1, right? So whenever it is 1, then we are printing something called as odd. So let's write here even, else, let us write, right? Odd. Very simple. So if I run this, we're getting enter the number. So let's say 10. So it is getting even. So if I run it once again, let's say 11. So we get the answer as odd. Now, can I change this particular condition? Okay. I want here odd and here even. So what I'm supposed to change here? Anyone? I want the first condition to be odd and the second condition to be even. So what I'm supposed to change here? Yes, exactly. So it is a mod 2 is equal to 1, right? This is one of the method. If number mod 2 is equal to 1, then it is odd. Else, if it is 0, then it is even. Very simple. So if I give here 11, I'm getting the answer as odd. And if I press 10, I'm getting the answer as even. There is one more method. Yes, Garima, exactly. So there is one more method. So what is that method? It is not equal to. So if I write here, not equal to, that is exclamation and equal to 0. Number mod 2 is not equal to 0, then it is odd. Or else it is even. So if I get run this, 10, it is even. And above, let's say 11, it is odd. So we have multiple conditions. Anything is fine. Okay, based on your expectation, you can write anything, any code you want, but the ultimate answer should be same. That is the only point. Clear? Okay, let's move to the next question. Check whether the given number is a multiple of 5. So how to find this? Can you use the same modulus function and solve this particular problem? Check whether the given number is multiple of 5. It's very simple. So let us take the input from the user once again. So let us write multiple of 5, or like let's take simple. That is, let's say A is equal to end input, enter the number, right? Enter the number. After that, if A mod 5, correct? Now we are dividing by 5. And if that is equal to 0, then we are pretending it is multiple of 5, correct? It is multiple of 5, or else it is not a multiple of 5. Else, else, right? Not a multiple of 5. This is one method. I told you there are multiple methods to solve one problem. This can be written as A mod 5 is not equal to 0, then not a multiple of 5, else multiple of 5. Or else you can write, what else you can write? Yes, what is that? A mod 5 is greater than 0. Okay, A mod 5 is greater than 0, then not a multiple of 5, or else it is multiple of 5. Anything you can write based on the condition. We'll be writing answer as with number as 500. It is a multiple of 5. Let's check for 501. It is not a multiple of 5. I hope everyone has completed so much. Yes, please give a thumbs up once you complete so much. Please give a thumbs up. Everyone, please give a thumbs up. Anirudh,